What's up, witches? This is the Undercover Witch, and today we are doing our earth signs. So if your moon sign is in Taurus, this reading is for you. We are using our Angelarium Oracles of Emanations, which has the parts of the spiritual tree and angels. Very cool deck. We're also going to be using the Moonology Oracle. And for clarification questions towards the end, we're going to be using the tarot and some yes or no questions. Let us begin. I really do like this deck because the parts of the spiritual tree can really relate to chakras or states of being. So that's really, really cool. We have the left eye of knowledge. Ooh, the right hand of empathy. I feel like you are carrying a lot right now. I kind of like how these cards mirror each other. We have the crown, spirituality, and root, which is connections. The root and the ground have been coming up a lot for different people. But let's go ahead and pull some angel cards. And what this is going to show us is, look at this empathy card real quick. I'm sorry, just like, and this is the card facing across from it. It's almost like this offering, this like, which I think is fair because sometimes knowledge or like facts or numbers and things like that, they really put a damper on empathy because when you reduce things down to numbers, there's a gap there between humans and connection and yeah. But let's see. We have, okay, so left eye knowledge is the angel of dreams. So maybe you're looking at spirituality, I think. I think you're looking at spirituality and wanting to learn more about it, but you're having to change the way you go about everything. So maybe you're somebody who's very intuitive, very wise, and you're also probably very empathic. And instead of coming at it from that approach, you want to lay down, like you want to study everything. You really, really, really want to get down into like the Akashic records and you want to learn as much as you can. And so you're trying to figure out how to get back to that space, which makes a lot of sense. We have the angel of silence, which is root connection. So if you aren't already, I think that you should try to protect your energy a little bit by not telling everybody what you plan on doing, not telling everybody your plans, just because I feel like you just need to let yourself be and allow that. I think that you oftentimes give too much to other people and you don't realize it. Let's do one. Okay. Now we also have the angel of truth and the right hand of empathy. So you may be feeling like super, super emotional and you want to connect with others and you want to talk about it. And a lot of empaths and a lot of psychics tend to get into other people's energy when they're like not really supposed to. Like they haven't got permission or anything. They just connect with everybody in the room all the time because they're always turned on. They don't know how to turn it off. And I feel like you might be in that space where you just like want to be all over people and you want to talk to them about their feelings and they're just at a party and they just want to have fun and they don't want to, you know, spill their life story to you. But you're like wanting that. Like you want that connection in some way. Yeah. And then we have the crown spirituality, which is angel of vengeance. Which I've had that card come up a lot, but definitely in like completely different parts of the tree. So it's interesting to see this here in spirituality because I think because you're wanting that knowledge in that spiritual realm, it would be wiser to let that energy come through. But I think that you're trying to like disconnect from your guides because you want whatever knowledge and whatever power you have, you want to come from you and you don't want it to come from your guides. Because I don't know if I mentioned this before on like a reading video, but people in the spiritual world, they're just like us. They're just different people. There's just a whole other population over there on the other side. So we're working with different people and their abilities and their powers. And so I feel like right now you're like, I don't want to use anybody's abilities. I don't want to use anybody's powers because we're not in this for the same thing. We don't want me to get to the same place, or at least that's what you're thinking. And because of that, you're like, I don't want to listen to anything y'all have. I don't want to accept any gifts. I don't want to accept any, you know, mutual working together. I just want to figure out what my own gifts are so I can bring my own stuff in and figure out how to use that for myself, is what I'm getting. Let's go ahead and move over to the Moonology cards. See what kind of energy you're running into. So we have a new romantic cycle begins. It's very odd. A time to give rather than to take. So we have that right hand of empathy. You're like ready. You're like ready to take on other people's stuff. I think for just a moment, maybe you need to have some empathy with yourself and like enjoy the moment, you know, give a little to the environment. I also have hold your vision, which I think does have to do with that Angel of Dreams card that's with your knowledge. I think maybe you know what you want to be. Like you do have big dreams. You have a goal in mind that for your life that seems just so larger than life. Expect a powerful change. Thinking, I know I had a bottle of water over here. I don't think I have it over here anymore. And I know there's one more card. I feel it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Your dreams need a practical plan. So maybe this, okay. So maybe you're just like, I just want to figure this out and I'm going to use all of the spiritual stuff to try to get there. I want to use manifestation. I want to use spells. I want to use, you know, you want to do all that stuff, but you're not doing you don't have any efforts in the real world making that happen. And your guides are trying to tell you this. Like there's wisdom, not knowledge, but wisdom coming in saying, hey, you need to figure out what your plan of action is. And you're like, nah, you're not in this with me. You don't get it. I don't want anything to do with you. That's the attitude I'm getting towards your guides. But yet you are asking them a lot of questions. You are working with them. They are helping you work with the spiritual realm anyway. Think of it like you're going to a new country and you take a friend who's also a translator and you're just like, nah, I want to, you know, walk around and order my own food and do whatever by myself. And you try and you keep getting your order wrong and they're just like, let me teach you, and you're like, no, that's not going to help me. And they're like, well, okay, but I was just gonna, they weren't gonna order it for you. They were just gonna tell you how to say, like, order the thing that you want, how to tell. They're just gonna teach you how to read the menu, basically. And you're like, no. Like, no, you don't understand what I want. And they're like, but I'm trying to help. Like, that's literally the vibe that I'm getting. Which I get it, but also, like, instead of this being a foreign country, it's like a whole other plane. So they have to escort you to certain places. You don't typically get there by yourself. You always have some kind of a spiritual connection, whether you think it's a guide or a certain energy you have to work with, whatever it is, there's a certain way you have to get there. It might even be just your own wisdom of how to get there. You have to rely on that a little bit, but you're kind of in denial. But let's go ahead and we're going to do some tarot and then we're going to do our yes or no questions. So we have the Four of Pentacles. So you're very guarded, you're very shielded. You feel like nobody has your best energy, but your best outcome like in mind. Like nobody is like really caring for you and you are very, very on guard. We have the Seven of Wands right next to the Four of Pentacles, both cards that are like, I'm not sharing with you, I'm not helping you. But with the Seven of Wands, I mean, all of those are ideas. So maybe you have a lot of guides and all of them, each of them, like I said, they're just like regular people. Each of them has a different idea where or how you should move forward. But I have the Four of Swords. So maybe you do just need to take a break, take a rest, and allow whatever messages are coming in to come in. I also have the Three of Cups here, so maybe this would be helped if you do. I mean, we have that empathy card. You want to connect with somebody else, so the only way to do that is to get out there and mingle with other people. They won't just come out of thin air. But I think once you do that, it'll be It'll be very helpful. It'll be a more give and take situation, and you'll be a little bit more balanced. We're going to go ahead and through our 3 yes or no questions. So think of your first questions. I'll give you a few seconds. 1, 2, 3. First is no, and we have the world. So for me, what I'm getting out of this is like, you have a good view of everything, but are you willing to go and tackle it? Like, you're saying you want to do this all on your own. You don't want any help. You don't want to lay in. Are you ready? You can't take it by yourself. And the reason is because it affects everybody. It doesn't just affect you. 1, 2, 3. Yes. The star. So you need to pour more into your own cup and allow yourself to pour into other cups and people to pour into your cup. Like, you got to really think about yourself and how you're feeling, how you're doing. You can't just like hide from everybody. Like, you are a person that needs things. So you can admit that you need connection with other people, but you have to give that to yourself, which means you have to pour in your own cup. Third question. 1, 2, 3. We have yes again, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So it seems to be there's some kind of monetary thing that is going to come in, or news of money that's going to come in. It's there. It's kind of like a little, what's the word? Like on your journey, it's a little mile marker that you're passing by. So be ready for that to come in. But that is all I have for you, Taurus. So I hope this was helpful. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you thought about the reading. Tell me what's going on. And if you have subscribed already and everything, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. And if you don't already know, I am a Podbean affiliate now. So if you are interested in starting your own podcast, you can use my link down below to get a month off of whatever plan you choose on Podbean. And you can upload that. Podbean connects to all different services. So you can upload to YouTube, you can upload to Apple, you can upload to like Amazon Alexa, TuneIn Radio, stuff like that. So go check it out if you're interested. And I'm also on the Wisdom app, which is basically like a TikTok but for audio. You can ask different hosts questions and they'll answer in little 1-minute segments, and you can go through everybody's answers to different questions, or you can answer questions if you make an account. There's also an option on there to listen to live talks, so a host can join or host a talk and ask a certain topic or question and invite guests to come on and talk. I was thinking about using that for our purposes, for maybe like reading or energy work, or just talking about spirituality and witchcraft. And those talks get recorded, so you can always go to that person's profile and check out their talks. If you are going to make an account, say something, like be like, hey, I'm from your YouTube or something, because that'd be cool. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful, and I hope you have a great weekend.